So many people just decide that the best way to have good coleslaw is just go down to KFC and buy a couple of tubs, or buy some from your deli at your local grocery store, or buy those little bags of pre-shredded cabbage and carrots and that little bottle of dressing that's so conveniently placed right beside of it for coleslaw dressing. You don't need that stuff. I'm going to show you on this Homestead Kitchen Skills how to make amazing coleslaw. Hey friends, this is Angela from Art of Creation Homestead. I'm back at you with another Homestead Kitchen Skills. Today, like I said, I'm going to teach you how to make amazing homemade coleslaw, and it's so easy and so delicious. Let's get started on the dressing. For your dressing, you need 1 cup of mayonnaise. Yes, you can use the homemade mayonnaise that I showed you how to make. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it up here somewhere in the sky. And we have 1/4 cup of honey. To that, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now you can also do apple cider vinegar, but I am looking for a more clean flavor, so that's the reason I went with the white vinegar. And you can also leave out the lemon juice and just do straight vinegar, but I think the lemon juice adds a more natural brightness than just vinegar. So we're going to add that. And like I said, that was 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now we're going to add a couple of good pinches of salt. I would say it's probably totaling maybe a 1/2 teaspoon, but like I said, this is to taste. You do salt and pepper to taste. And we're going to add a good bit of black pepper. Coleslaw does really well with black pepper. Now we're going to add a little secret ingredient. I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon, no more, because you don't want to overpower, of onion powder. It just, you're not really going to say, oh, there's onion in this. It's just going to add a little something, something. Now you want to mix those together for your dressing. You want to mix that together really good. Get that honey all broke up into your mayonnaise and into your lemon juice and your vinegar. Get everything all mixed together really well. And once you get everything all mixed together, then you want to taste it and make sure you got your salt and pepper right where you want it. That's some good stuff right there. This is better than those bottles that you buy out of the store that are way too expensive. So much better. And I think my seasoning is spot on. So now I'll show you how to shred the cabbage. Now I'm going to teach you how to shred this cabbage. Now if you like it chopped really fine, like they do at like KFC and places like that, you can just cut this in chunks, and if you have a food processor, just pulse it a few times in the food processor and get a nice chop on it. But personally, I like mine finely shredded. So this is how I do it. This is 1/2 a head of cabbage. You may need more or less, depending on the size of your head of cabbage. Now, you want to cut that core out. You just go in at an angle and cut a little triangle and cut that core out, because that core is kind of tough. Although I did grow up eating that core, because honestly, when we were kids, we used to fight over who was going to get that core, so Mom would have to cut it into as many small pieces as she could cut it into. That core is so tasty, just peeled up and trimmed up and salted. It's so good. Now, you want to flip it over so your flat side is down. And now you want to just take your knife and just shred it as thin or as thick as you like it. I like mine fairly thin. So that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting it fairly thin. But if you like yours thicker shreds, then go ahead and shred yours thicker. See, I'm doing mine about like that. That's about maybe 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. You can do it as thick or as thin as you like. Honestly, you can cut it just about any way you like. To me, if it's shredded like this, it tends to take on the dressing better. And that way everything melds together. Because coleslaw is so much better if all the flavors are just melded together. Okay, now our half head is completely shredded up. Now, because I don't want great big long pieces of cabbage, I'm gonna cut this in thirds. That way you have thinner pieces of cabbage. Now I'm gonna break it all up. And see, now you have a good mound of cabbage there, just from a half a head. It was about a medium-sized head, medium to large, but it was a very hard, firm head. That's what you want to look for when you're looking for good cabbage. For coleslaw, you want a good, hard, firm head of cabbage. Now, you want to break all of those pieces up that you've shredded before they go into the dressing, because it's hard to get them broke up once they're in the dressing. Now, we're going to throw it into our dressing. You don't want to literally throw it. That may cause some problems. We also have 3 large carrots that I've shredded. You can add anything else to this that you would like, but I just personally like the cabbage and the carrots. To me, that makes the perfect coleslaw. If you're the type that likes onion in yours, you can also shred up some onion and put in there as well. Now at this point, you want to mix it all together, and you want to see how well it mixes to see if you need any more cabbage. If you have too much dressing in there and it is too watery, then you'll need more cabbage. And honestly, that looks about perfect to me. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful coleslaw? That is absolutely beautiful. I wish the camera could actually pick up the beauty of it, because it's such gorgeous color. Now at this point, you want to taste it and see if you need to add any more seasoning once you have added the raw vegetables that have not been seasoned. After tasting it, I thought it needed just another little sprinkle of salt and a few good grinds of pepper, because like I said, it can take on some pepper. Now once it's all seasoned up perfect the way you like it, you can either serve it immediately, or you can put it in the refrigerator covered in some plastic wrap and let it chill for just a little bit. I'm gonna put mine in the refrigerator and let it chill till the rest of my supper is ready. Now, I gotta tell you, Jason is not the biggest coleslaw fan in the world. He's not the biggest cabbage fan in the world. But if I can get him to taste this and like it, then you know it's good.
Okay, so Angela suckered me into trying this thing, so let's go ahead and see how it is, alright? Honestly, if Angela K made it, it's probably really dang good. So I'm just gonna take this big old Goliath-sized spoon full. I'm not eating a big old scoop full of it, but right there, see? You know what? For coleslaw, it ain't bad. I mean, I can eat it. Without a doubt. Like Angela told you, I'm not a cabbage fan. I can eat it. That's for sure. She did a good job. And thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. Again, my name is Jason. This is some really darn good coleslaw down here. And that's Angela K who made it. It's our creation of Homestead. We love you guys. God bless you and goodbye.